Has this ever happened to you? You study all night for an exam, and you know every single side of every flashcard. You know every single main point in each chapter. And you go to take the test, and then you kind of blank. All of that hard work you've done, and now when I'm trying to take the test in this exam, job interview, whatever it is, suddenly I can't do it. I forgot all the answers. So clearly this isn't an incapacity for you to simply retrieve memory and concentrate, because you're able to do both of those things before the exam or job interview. What happens is the anxiety meter gets so high, it inhibits our ability to function mentally, to maintain concentration, to retrieve memories, to cancel out distractions. So how can we use a coping technique to penetrate through this barrier so you can be successful and show the best parts of you and show your hard work from all the studying and preparing for the actual exam, the actual interview, big life moment? So we're going to start to notice is when these things happen, notice what happens to your body and your mind from the transition between before you walk into that door, you walk into it, and then the test's on your table, or you're in front of the staff that's interviewing you. What happens in that moment? Physically, you might get sweaty hands. You might notice tension in your jaw, tension in your shoulders, your chest, your feet, probably everywhere else. You might notice thoughts like, I can't do this. This is too much for me. Why is it every time I work hard at preparing and I get here and this happens? Those are all just stories. Our mind really isn't that smart a lot of the time in terms of these self-canceling or self-sabotaging thought patterns. Usually aren't true. They're very judgmental, not objective, tend to be more negative. But we don't have to listen to these. They're not true. So if you can observe in that moment those thoughts arising, just observe that they're there and observe that you didn't create them and that they're not you. They're over there, I'm over here. And you might notice things physically that happen, different tensions in the body. Notice how your muscles tense up in this moment. And try to observe what it feels like to be tense. What does it feel like when my shoulders and my neck are tense, when my feet are tense? And just try to gradually, progressively relax each part of your body. Not by going in there and changing, you better relax, muscle, but just observing it without changing it. And it's just over there. You're not doing anything to it. You're just observing it. It'll relax all on its own. We don't have to force it to. So, 1, we don't have to believe all those self-sabotaging thoughts that arise. And 2, the tension that arises in the body, we can notice without judgment and try to allow it to relax. And all the fixating on the different questions on the exam or in the interview, just do your best and forget the rest. You spent all this time planning and getting ready for this. Just do the best you can do. The hard work's over. And, if we fail, we fail. But often, the main reason we fail, excuse me, is because of these self-sabotaging thoughts and correlated physiological sensations and tensions. So you've prepared. Just try to relax your body. Try to observe judgmental thoughts and just let them go away. Just let them just float away. They're not you. And you've prepared. So just do your best. And not fixating on the result as you're doing it. Not fixating on the result as you're doing it. And just do your best. And try to be positive and believe in yourself by understanding how much you've worked hard. And you deserve that type of confidence for yourself because you've earned it, you worked for it. So just be present in that moment. focusing on each question on the exam at a time, focusing on each question in the interview, instead of thinking about this whole thing and the results that are going to happen, good or bad. Just fixating on each moment, each present moment, each word you're reading, each word you're hearing, each sentence, each essay question. Just focus on what you're doing in that exact moment. Often we become distracted by end results and expectations and past failures and anticipations of the future that aren't good. But just by being present and just sticking in that moment with concentration, with non-judgment to yourself, with clarity and focus, narrowing your vision, your attention, your concentration on each moment as it is right then.